a reminder?
Yeah, he's like, there's a couple people on the call. Because I'm on my coaching call right before this, which is my group, like similar to this, but for my job function. And my typical coach isn't there today. Her coach is. So it's like the boss's boss is on the call. So I was just like taking it all in. How's everyone's 4th of July?
Non-eventful.
Good. Has everyone got all 9 fingers and toes?
I had to listen to my dogs or my son's dogs going crazy for about 3 hours.
Woo! Renee's coming with it, giving me that proof on her database health right now. Not to discredit your dog's howling test, I apologize, but I just want to say Renee's hitting me with that 70.37% on her database.
Nice.
How many people are in your database though?
160 some.
Nice.
164, I think.
Today is definitely the day. She went from 55.7 to 70%.
Nice.
Awesome.
Renee.
Nice. Very
Go
nice.
ahead and send me your proofs, guys. I'm going to be sending one of y'all a gift card.
Not as good as Laura's, I'm assuming, though. She killed it last week.
It might be the same percentage difference if the percentage is the same. But
Right.
Like 20% though.
winning character is definitely going to be the amount of people in your database. And that's what we want to talk about today. So if you guys would, please send me your proof so I can update this beautiful screenshot that I took. It looks like a mug shot for most of you. Go ahead. Here you go, Laura.
Oh my God.
You don't have permission to take that picture, I don't think.
Eileen, let me challenge you on this. In the state of Arizona, it is a single party that needs permission to capture an imagery. So guess what? I was part of that call.
And phone calls, too.
So you were wrong, and you're still pretty because you had a you weren't even on the call.
Yay!
Anyways, guys, I want to have some fun with you, and I want to talk about business. I want to be super successful, but we have to get serious right quick. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right. I want you all to, if you can answer me in a little bit. What are you doing to find business? Are you waiting for business to find you? Are you actively getting off of the couch and going after and doing the things that you need to do to be successful?
I can honestly say I have not gone out to do quote unquote lead generation, but as I let you know, this past week, I actually added the local MLS
Awesome.
to my subscription so that I could farm in this area where I'm at and be relevant, since that was not the case going back and forth between here and Sierra Vista. So one step at a time.
Awesome. So I sent out a text an email this morning, and I sent out a bunch of calendar reminders. I apologize about all that. My system is weird. So the good thing is you got it, which is nice. And it's on your calendar. It's going to be a reminder. So in case you've not subscribed to the Keller Williams Southern Arizona calendar, you'll get it there, because I think that's super important for you to be a part of these classes. Now, secondly, I sent out an email. Who read it?
I read it.
I read it.
Guess how many responses I've received?
I am busy with U of A stuff right now.
Oh, you've got to pass. I'm not saying it need to be done today. I'm just saying so far.
I saved it.
4 people.
I responded.
You're one
It
of the
was
4.
minimal, but I responded.
You're one of the 4.
I didn't receive anything. I responded to all the calendars that you had. I said, yeah.
So the thing is, guys, I want checkups every Monday. I want to know what you got in the pipeline and what you want to working on. I want you to start really focusing on your business. And then we do a lot of coaching on how to do things and how to handle things and how to work forward. But I think we need to put a little bit more emphasis on the hardness of this business, and that's actually getting off the couch and going and do something. Not right now. I hope you don't need to leave the couch in your garage. I know that's where you do your calls from. You're fine. But no, I had a call with Mo Anderson. If you guys don't know who that is, Mama Mo. And this lady's passion boiled over on the call where I almost think she was about to curse. And this woman is the embodiment of good culture at Keller Williams. And she talked about that Keller Williams was built by agents that were willing to do what other agents weren't. And during coronavirus and COVID, it is how you're going to build your business is the same way, by being able and being willing to do what other agents won't. How many people in your life right now of all shapes, sizes, career fields, everything, I don't care what they're doing, how many do you know they're just sitting around kind of waiting for this to pass, go back to normal? Right? Show of hands. Who's got somebody they know of? Who is that person? Are you one of those people? Are you waiting for things to go back to normal? Kind of. I mean, be honest. Be honest. Be real about it. Be very honest where you're at. Like we said, be real about where you're at now. Be unrealistic where you can go. This is
I
a
don't
mindset
think
thing.
anything's going to be what we consider normal for a long, long time.
That's what I think too.
I think you're right.
And I'm not even calling it a new normal because I just don't think that it's going to be stabilized at any point.
No, and this is the thing, guys. Where was your success 6 months ago? Was it higher or lower than it is right now?
I wasn't even licensed 6 months ago, so
Okay, so
higher.
Put
I
a
didn't
thumbs up
even
if
know
it
your
were higher.
name 6 months ago.
See, a thumbs up if it was higher, and thumbs down if it was lower. Thumbs up,
Mine was the same.
about the same.
Yeah.
So the normal for you 6 months ago, was it working for you? So
No.
why do you want to get back there?
I hear what
Why
you're
in the
saying.
hell would you want to go back to where you weren't doing well? And I know, and Hope on this one, Hope put her thumb down because I know her business is actually taking a hit because how she did her marketing. But the one thing I will say is Hope has been the most advanced in her shift. She has changed her marketing, she has changed her client base, and she has changed her production based on this Corona shift. And that right there, I think, is a massive, massive quality to have. It's not as easy as it used to be, so she got tougher and went after it. Now her business is still moving in the right direction. I can say that about all of them. Laura, your business wasn't even close to where it was 6 months ago. I know your numbers. When everything closes out,
Yes.
it'll be a hell of a difference.
Yeah.
I'm looking at potential and I'm looking at long
Yeah.
term. But that's where we're at. Is before Corona, we weren't in a place where we're highly successful. And before Corona, we weren't in a place where everything was just booming and now it's like the crops have gone dry and we're starving. No. We've had to change the way we do things, right? We've had to develop different skill sets, right? We have become better at what we're doing in the place of now, the market of now. Are these skill sets the same that you needed 6 months ago?
No.
Teresa's shaking her head. Yeah, you needed some of this stuff. If you guys would have had Zoom 6 months ago and know how to use it at a high level, would have been easier. Hell, 6 months ago, some of you didn't even know who I was.
Yeah, I went like almost 2 months without really having a coach there.
And that's the thing is, but I want everybody in my periphery, and that means you and everybody you know and everybody you talk to and everybody you engage with to get this thought out of your mind. I want to go back to normal. I want normal to happen. I want it all to go back to normal. No, what we need to do is we need to see the opportunity in now. While everyone else has their head in the sand and just hiding from the fodder, you're out there swinging at it still. I want everyone to grab a pen for me. And I want you to write the word normal vertically. Normal. Not you, Kim. I see you're driving. Be safe.
I'm in a parking right now.
Okay. If you guys are taking these calls on the road, please just listen to the recording later and then write everything down, but still participate now. All right. N stands for new. O stands for operating. R is rhythm. M is makes. A is an abundant. And L is life.
I like it.
What does that say, Tess?
New operating rhythm makes an abundant life.
So you guys want to go back to normal? Find your new normal. A new operating rhythm. Just we'll break it down. A new operating rhythm. What is a new operating rhythm? What does that mean to you, Laura?
It just means finding a new way to find business. So you have to figure out, you got to do something different than what you were doing before.
Oh, I like it. All right,
If we
Eileen,
go
what does
back-
that mean to you?
If we go back to what they taught in Bowl, they were talking about how routines make rhythms. So that's going to require new routines too.
Sorry, Eileen didn't get the letter, so I'm going to put them back in the chat for her real quick. Like Laura said, you got to find new ways of getting where you were. And we've had this scenario. We talked about this exact same thing a couple of months ago. If you had to get somewhere, like let's say your kids, your loved ones, something was in Phoenix, and you're here in town, or you're in Seattle, wherever you're at, but you had to get to Phoenix, but they closed the freeway down. I-10 is closed. Can you still get to Phoenix?
Yes.
How?
Back state highways.
Back roads. So translate that into more effort.
Scenic route.
Why?
Fly,
The scenic route.
which is more expensive. Just pay more money for it. Just throw some money at it. That's an option. So same thing. If you need to sell 2 deals a month, you need to close 2 deals a month to fund your life, or you need to do 5 deals a month to fund your big why. And the way you did it in the past worked, and you were doing 2 to 3 to 5 deals, what have you, you're doing fine. And then it changed. Are you going to change the destination, or are you just going to change the effort to get there?
Change the way you need to get there.
Absolutely. Hell, like case in point, Pastor Kim, him and we butted heads 6 months ago because I was trying to get him to do things, and he's incredibly intelligent. So I needed to change the way that I communicated with him so that it would resonate better. I was coming at it a little differently. So I changed my focus. I changed my way of communicating. He changed his way of receiving things. And now he's got 4 deals closed.
Yay, Pastor Kim.
And that's
Yeah.
because he takes everything that's out there and filters it down. But it took a very heavy conversation of, hey, we need to find a better way to communicate, and that's with everybody. So I had to change the way I do things because my end goal is always going to be your guys' production.
Oh, my phone is dying.
Plug it in. But that's the thing, is my goal is never going to change from getting you guys into production and making you a lot of money. Period. Never going to change.
I love you for that, Dan.
What's that? You love me for that?
Yes, sir. Very, very appreciative of that.
And I you know how you show me appreciation? You show up, you make more money. Weird.
Absolutely. Weird.
Weird. And that's what I want you guys to realize is same thing is for your families. Your goals should never change. I need you to change the way we're doing it. Now, that creates some opportunities for you to think creatively. It's some opportunities for you to focus in on the things that we need to do differently. How would you feel if I gave you guys a magic serum where you knew the exact amount of phone calls to make and the exact amount of people to talk to get an appointment, to get a sale?
Depends on how bad that serum tastes. Just kidding.
Like those Facebook posts, you were given $1 million, but you have to live here for a year with no whiskey and internet.
I could do that.
Could you do it? Yeah. I'll give you $100 million. You got to punch your best friend in the face. Okay. He knows it's coming.
Yes, sir.
$10. Like, hell, I'll pay him. He earned it. But the thing is those are the same posts. What if I were to tell you the goal and the dream you want only requires you to make 15 phone calls a day? Could you do it?
Yes.
Yes.
There.
Okay. What if I told you the dreams and goals that you want only require you to get one listing and one contract a month? Could you do it?
Yes.
Laura's all, hell yeah, I got 3 of them.
Come on.
Am I on the right call? You guys aren't thinking big enough. Come on, man. Did you know that our MAPS coaches for the last decade have been tracking leads and conversions across the nation to get a really close estimate of what it takes between leads and sales? Historically proven information that has been vetted for a decade. Is that something a little bit more trustworthy than a Facebook post? Or some bald guy with a red beard? So write this down. 12 contacts equals 1 lead. Five leads equals 1 appointment. Two appointments equals 1 closing. Are we getting somewhere exciting now?
I'm excited.
Also, 60 contacts equals 1 appointment.
I agree with that.
So 120 contacts would equal about an appointment. Sorry, 120 contacts would equal a closing. I read that wrong.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, the math thing. So it's 120 contacts would equal a closing. Everybody has a phone, right? I'd imagine everyone has a phone because most are using it. If you have an iPhone,
I'm on my pager.
your two-way, your what do they call those? The sidekicks or whatever they were. You can see
My walkie-talkie.
Pagers, so don't.
how many
don't-
contacts do I have.
1,507.
So 1,507 contacts in my phone. Now let's say I have actually talked to 1,507 of those people. How many closings do I have in my phone?
Approximately 60. Let's
50.
see. Yeah.
So I gotten 60, I've gotten 15, 1,507, or
43-ish. How many contacts? 1,507 or 5,107?
1,507 is 120 contacts to a closing, which means I have about 12 and a half deals.
Well, yeah.
Our average income for here is 6,000 per deal. I'm just averaging the marketplace, $200,000 per transaction. It's actually much higher than that now, but it's easy math. That means I have around $75,000 worth of potential sitting right here. And if I'm working 5 days a week, 4 days a month, or four weeks a year, or 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month. That's 20 days, right? How many phone calls would I have to make to touch my entire database in a month? 75. Is 75 phone calls a realistic number to call every day?
It can be done. That's a long day. I've done it.
So I'm gonna shine this on a little bit more to you. Did you know that the average phone call, and I'm saying average, the average phone call is around 1.5 minutes? Because it's 45 seconds or so to trigger a voicemail, and you leave a voicemail which is anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds long. Most phone calls are 1.5 minutes. If I'm making 75 phone calls a day at 1.5 minutes each, that's 112 minutes of calling. Now, you're not going to make consistent calling the entire day, so we can round that up a little bit and add 8 or 9 minutes to just fluff because you've got to dial, so a couple of seconds per each dial. So that's round quite a bit up. We can go, we can add another hour to it if I wanted to, and I'd be at 180 minutes of calling a day. 3 hours. 3 hours of lead generation a day. And that's not even adding a single person on my pipeline. 3 hours a day to add another $75,000 worth of income. And that's if I wanted to call everyone in a month. Do you think if we call everybody in our databases this month that we can find ourselves a deal or two?
Yes.
And I happen to know, because you guys are awesome, and you have a higher conversion rate than 120 to 1, that you'll find them even faster. So let's boil it down. How much time in a day are you allocating for you to sit and lead generate? Got a lot of sad faces right now. Oof, that one hit hard, didn't it? Be real. Does anyone have any golden hours set up where this is the time I sit and generate? I know Renee doesn't because she's focusing on U of A, but we're going to get her past this life.
I'm
What about the
tired
rest
of
of
competent people.
That- It's locked, but it's the sticking to it. And if I lose an hour in the morning, trying to make up for it. So for me, it's consistency.
If you erase, you must replace. It's a bold thing. So what's the one thing, I asked earlier, what's the one thing you guys are doing to ensure you have success tomorrow?
I confess that, like Hope, it seems like my schedule gets hijacked by putting out fires. But the one thing that I know is that I have not time blocked, and I time block a lot, but I have not time blocked that conscientious effort. But I feel like I'm self-sabotaging because I know that I will not do it.
You want to know the secret of why your time blocks for lead generation always get hijacked?
Number one, because I hate doing it.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Because you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So any excuse you have to ride over top of it and do something else, you jump on. I guarantee if I were at your house and you were lead generating and I said, hey, Laura, need to do the laundry, you're not going to say, I'm lead generating. You're going to go, nope, got to do the laundry. Laundry's got to get done.
Yeah.
But if I come in there on a Sunday and you're sitting on the couch and you're hanging out with the family and you're watching Jason put up some mini blinds and I say, hey, Laura, you got to do the laundry, you're going to be like, hey, wait. It's the things that we prioritize in our schedules is why they get replaced. We need to change in our heads, in our minds, and our hearts that you do not override lead gen. Because without lead gen, nothing else matters. You don't generate enough business, you're going to go out of business, and then what happens? You don't have laundry to do. You don't have a washing machine. You pawned it for mac and cheese. Make it real. The thing you need to do most to help your business is find more business. Do you know why businesses go out of business? The exact definition? Because they didn't sell enough goods or services at a price high enough and fast enough to cover their expenses.
Yeah.
Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. This is Big Dan. Hey, I'm actually on a call right now. Can you call me back around 5 or right before? Thanks. Appreciate it. Bye. See how I handled that? That was a sales call. He
Please.
called me. I think that took a minute and a half of his time. And I just rescheduled it to 5 o'clock. Because what happens at 5 o'clock? I'm no longer on calls with you guys.
Oh.
Because I have a recruiting appointment at 4:30 that lasts until 5 o'clock. I know this because guess what? It's on my schedule. I want you guys to, if you haven't taken the time to understand where your business is going to go, if you continue the course that you're at, do so. It's kind of a scary thing. Because what happens now if the pipeline dries up? How are you going to refill it? Hope you guys your hand up. Hope
Yes.
you had your hand up.
Oh, yeah. I typed it in the notes. Regarding laundry and all that, I remember it came up on one of our calls. Distraction becomes the attraction. So we get caught up, and no wonder why we spend the rest of it looking for throughout our day, to find that time. It doesn't happen. So fully committing is important.
You guys want a powerful line that I was just told in my last class, and this is by a lady that makes probably 3 commas in her paycheck. Scary stuff, big numbers. The bold law is reasons or results you can't have both, right? You guys have heard that? Let's change it again. Results or resign. It's your business. Would you hire you?
My answer honestly would be no, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not out there doing what I know I should do because of that.
Knowing what you should
It's sort
do.
of like a vicious cycle.
You're the only one that can break that cycle.
Yeah,
And
I'm working on it.
knowing that you need to do something and failing to act is negligence. How does that word feel?
Well, I can reject that because I know what my schedule is right now.
And I can reject that. Change your schedule.
It's working. I'm working on it.
The one thing is, you guys will never find anything in the market that's a magic pill. There is no amount of money you can throw at stuff to make things liquid easy. Sorry. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. But I assure you full-heartedly, 100%, because I have been on both sides, the juice is worth the squeeze. Buckle down. Commit to your own schedule, time to sit and lead generate. And I assure you, as confident I am as the sun in the sky, You will find success you don't have right now. And if you're happy at where you're at, great. I can't help you much. I'm a growth coach. I'm not a consistency coach. Because if you just stay where you're at consistently, you are not growing. You are actually dying because everything around you is growing. You guys know that?
Yes.
Even if you stay right where you're at forever, in your mind, I'm good. I'm the same. I made 100,000 last year. I made 100,000 this year. Made 100,000 next year. I'm good. I'm good. What's the economy doing?
Changing all the time.
Always improving. Always increasing. You know, maybe in 100 years from now, because if you look back 100 years ago, $100,000 100 years ago was a lot of money. Like, lot of money. Like, I'm gonna buy a yacht money. And now we got people that work at QT making more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been there for 15 to 20 years, but if you guys were to invest 15 or 20 years in constant success in your businesses now, where would you be? Let's start with Laura. Where would you be?
In how many years?
15 or 20 years.
15 or 20 years? If I continued to grow it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be on vacation. That's where I would be.
I love it. That's the thing is, like, we look at the short term right now. We're struggling right now. Some of us haven't had a deal yet. Some of us haven't closed where we want to be. And some of us have found a little bit more success than we have, but we're not happy where we're at. And I want you to harness that. I want you to take that energy, keep that energy, and never settle. Never be okay. Because it'll push you to go for more. Ask yourself, am I running towards something that I want, or am I running away from something that I fear? Which one is it for you, Hope?
Where are we going to be in 10
Jen,
years?
can you come again?
I'm going to take out 200 from my savings, checking savings.
Big John, can you come again about the sentence you just said?
Are you running towards what you want most, or are you running away from what you fear?
The second one you mentioned. I mean, I think for maybe many of us, we wonder what that might look like. Maybe we're afraid of being wildly successful.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Nope. It's your answer. It's your life. I can tell you that most people operate out of fear because that's all they know. You got to go to work to pay your bills, otherwise you'll be homeless. Is that a prospering thing or is that a fear-based thing?
Fear.
Got to pay your taxes or they're going to take your house. Nobody says if you work hard, you can have more than you've ever had in your life. But they have said if you don't work hard, they're going to fire you. Why aren't we positioning? In my job, and you guys all know, I'm always positioning you to work harder because you can get more than you ever had. Do the things today that others are not willing to do so that you can live a life tomorrow others are not willing to do.
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, live today like no one else, so tomorrow you can live like no one else. Dave Ramsey's got he's a magic at that term right there. Yeah. Live today like nobody else, so tomorrow you can live like nobody else. And that man came from humble roots, made a lot of money, did a lot of dumb shit, got himself into a massive amount of debt, got out of debt, changed his life, and now he helps change millions of others' lives. And he doesn't drive a busted car or live frugally. The dude spends a ton of money. He does it debt-free, and he does it by his manner. But it's because he's making far and more than he's spending. There's no wholesomeness in poverty. And there's no crime in being wealthy.
Amen.
Why are you afraid of making the money? Well, I'm not afraid of making the money, Dan. Well, you have to be because you're not willing to do the effort. Oh, I'm afraid of the rejection. Would that be you? Would you say you're afraid of the rejection? When was the last time you read a news article that didn't come from Florida about somebody getting punched through the phone? Don't look up Florida man anything. Anything. Because rejection is a fear-based response on physical safety. Because you're socially rejected. When you got socially rejected back when we were coming up through our evolution in society, being socially rejected puts you in a physical state of harm. You'd be outcasted. You wouldn't be able to eat with the rest of us. You had to go fend for yourself. You weren't part of the tribe. You weren't part of the pack. You're gone. You've been rejected. That's social rejection. That's why it's so heavy, because it used to mean the end of your days. Now it's just the end of that phone call. And then you wait a couple of days and call them back. Start a new experience. When we can minimize the fear and maximize the results, you'll start doing more of it. Teresa, what scares you about making phone calls?
Actually, I'm getting a lot better on my phone calls. So.
Question I asked.
Huh?
Not the question I asked.
Okay. All right. What scares me about? I guess the rejection.
So what's scary about rejection?
I don't know. No one likes to be rejected.
So you're telling me that you don't like to be rejected, so you don't want to be rejected, so it's keeping you from making more phone calls.
Sorry, I'm late.
No excuse.
Time is my biggest enemy.
Time is everyone's biggest enemy. It's the only enemy you can't pay off.
Yes.
Time is the race that we're all running, and the only way to win is to die.
Yep.
So that's what I'm asking. Like, what scares you about making phone calls? Like, what is it that's keeping you from designating a certain amount of time every day? I'm not going to tell you it's 2, 3, 4 hours. Shift says 4 hours a day. We're in a shift. We're in a downturning market. So to continue on with the prospecting at the level you need to be successful, it's 4 hours a day. It's 240 minutes. Based on the mathematics we did before, how many average phone calls can you make? A lot. 100 phone calls a day. You think if you're making 100 phone calls a day, you're going to be some success there? If you turn up 100 roses, or you turn up 100 stones, you turn up 100 anything, you think you're going to find something? May not be in this 100, but it might be 3 or 4 in the next 100. Who plays scratchers, lottery ticket scratchers? The odds are 1 in 10. But you can buy 10 scratchers and lose every one of them, right? Or you can buy 3 of them and win all 3.
I really like that idea that you're looking for the hidden treasure.
You're looking for the hidden treasure. Where else, and I do mean what other industry, I've worked in a lot of them, can you take something as simple as a phone call and turn it into a $10,000 paycheck? Have you guys thought about that? It is crazy. I love lip reading, Laura, it's great. What other industry can you take something as simple as a phone call? Hell, let's break it down. As simple as a text message and turn it into a $10,000 paycheck.
Well, hey, Big Dan, is that why they call it dial for dollars? Or when you pick up that phone, it's like a ATM or something? I mean, maybe we got to get out of our head about it.
You absolutely got to get out of your head about it. What you need to do is you need to adopt the mentality, like Hope is saying, dial for dollars, smile and dial. I'm picking up the phone, I'm making money. I'm talking to people, I'm making money. Every interaction you have increases the probability of your success. Yes, Teresa, I saw your hand go up.
One thing I've noticed with making the calls is when a lot of people don't answer, I'll leave a voicemail, and then I started texting, and I noticed that a lot more people will respond to the text when I say, hey, left you a voicemail, don't want to bother you, blah, blah, blah. But the text is actually nowadays a little bit more responsive than people. I don't know why people don't want to talk on the phone anymore, but it seems like they'll respond quicker and actually have a longer conversation on texting, which is opposite of what I'm used to. So I'm learning new stuff.
I'm that way, actually. And it's hard for me, you know, you asked the question, Dan, what are you afraid of about making calls? And it's not a fear. Mine is a dislike. I don't want to be the person that's bothering people when their time is so precious and hurried and hectic today. I don't want to be the person on the other end of the line. Like when people call me, I don't answer the phone. My phone automatically goes to voicemail. And if they leave something, I will text them and say, text me. I do not take phone calls.
Well, how about this, Tess?
So I don't want to be that person.
Hold on. I'm going to change that frame of mind. You got to focus on what we talked about on our call. You need to change your frame of mind. What if that one phone call you made to that lady that you didn't know was going through foreclosure and thought she had to give her house back to the bank and be homeless? Turns out that you're able to help her sell it, put $20,000 in her pocket, and help her rent the house out closer to her family members. And in that phone call, she wasn't going to answer. What happens if the one phone call you make? Yeah, what happens? The one phone call you make reaches out to somebody that's at their life's end. They've had it. They lost their job. Their kid's sick. Their dog ran away. The wife left them. They're just having a shit fucking day. And you make a phone call because you're doing your care calls. Hey, Mr. Smith, thinking about you. How you doing? And you pulled his toes back from the edge. In that moment, you're not a realtor. You're a lifesaver. But that one phone call can change a life. We don't need to go on those far extremes. They have happened. Talk to Jason Carlton about the amount of phone calls he's had with people that are literally on the verge of destruction. And he just gives them a call and be bubbly and excited and happy. You're not taking anybody's time. What you are doing is you are giving of yours. You're the one that had to pull out your phone. You're the one that had to dial their phone number. You were the one that had to sit there and wait for the third ring while they were hesitant about answering the phone. And you're the one that just had to smile on the other side and ask how you doing. That energy in itself is worth your time because you're not taking of anybody's time. How did you feel when I reach out to you and say, hey, I hope you're having a great day? I want you to have a good day. Right? I don't think I'm taking your time. It can be as simple as a text message. But just remember that you can have that exact same impact on somebody else. Not every call is a sales call. Every call is absolutely a relationship call. So the next time you feel like you're bugging somebody, I want you to think, how can this call be beneficial? How can this call change somebody's life? In what situation would this call be a positive thing? The mindset behind it is more powerful than the action itself. When people call me out of the blue and say, hey, Dan, just thinking about you, well, that's awesome. You know what? My best friend, Ron, I love him to death. He's kind of a retard. I sent him a text yesterday, Ron, you're a hooker. And he goes, why? Just cuz. Okay, can't argue with that. How you doing, man? Good. Just thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. I am, man. We need to get together soon. You're absolutely right, Ron. We need to get together soon. I miss you. 5-minute interaction, reconnecting with my best friend. Guess what he sent me today? And it rhymes with Eid.
A lead.
Yeah. Ron sells bathroom remodels. Do you think that he's going to run into somebody that wants to, maybe sell their house one day? I'm not saying that he would have thought of someone else, but I do know that his sister is a realtor. Exactly, Teresa. Exactly. And it's these situations, guys, that these phone calls are super important. The lead generation behind it is the relationship you are fortifying, the relationship you are forging, creating and bonding tighter and tighter and tighter. It starts off as two people that don't know each other, called a lead. You make contact, right? Just contact, just the top of it. And then you start fortifying the relationship. You start building the relationship. And now you have something that's considered a VIP, a very important person. That person is going to generate tons of business for you in the lifetime of your career. And it all started with one thing. And what was that?
Phone call.
Contact.
The phone call, the contact. A lead will stay a lead until you do something about it. And if you don't do anything about it, you just better leave it alone. Yeah, you like that, Tess. You like that. What's up, Teresa?
I have a funny story. I might have already shared it. As you get older, you forget things. But anyway, I was calling on a lead, and the person had gave a bogus number. But the guy that I was talking to, he said this person gives his number all the time. It's aggravating. I wholeheartedly apologized, and then he's like, well, okay, well, what are you calling about anyway? And I'm like, oh, I'm a real estate agent, and this guy was looking at homes. Oh, okay. So anyway, the long story short, I got his number, and obviously, and his name, and he says, well, I'm not in a market right now, but it was great talking with you. I really felt that you were very apologetic about bothering me, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone would do that, repeatedly, blah, blah, blah. But it was funny because here I called someone who didn't give me their phone number, and ended up, he wanted me to keep his phone number, and I gave him mine. And he said, if I ever know of anybody that would like to have a realtor who has a little bit of compassion, I will let you know. So I thought it was nice. It's kind of funny.
You turned something that had no potential into some good potential. That's awesome. That's what you do. Next time somebody calls you from a wrong number, try to get their name.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. I am not a high I. I am not a super social, talkative person. I'm not. God, I'm the dude that can sit next to you for hours and not talk and not feel awkward about it, because I don't need create the awkward silence. And the people, you can tell high I because they're the ones that are like, nice day, huh? Come here often? Right? The C's are the ones that are sitting there like, and the S's are reading something. Someone like me that just tapping his toe, looking around, looking pissed off, yeah, probably a D. Sitting there too long. You can crack jokes with people. Hey man, don't stare a hole through the floor. What? But when you guys are making phone calls, it's all just creating a relationship. Relationship is where you get your deals from. You're going to get more leads as your career grows. You're going to get more and more people that are going to recognize you as a real estate agent, and they're going to refer your client base. They're going to send people to you. When that ends, When that well dries up, you're going to need to replace it, right? We do that by campaigning. Facebook ads, Google ads, paying an ad lead generator, open houses, door knocking, other prospecting forms. And all that does is put more leads in your bucket. So lead generation, when I talk about what you guys can do for lead generation, is it just phone calls? Or are phone calls just happen to be the most efficient use of your time? How many of you can write a handwritten letter faster than you can make a phone call? Lies, both of you. Lies.
Well, you got dictation. Yeah, it's easy.
Got a phone call. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for setting some time up with me today. I look forward to meeting you. I can't write that fast. Neither can you.
Liars.
The voice dictation you can.
I said handwritten on purpose, Randy. I know your ways. But that's the thing. So, number one, set up some times in your schedules. Lead generate. Because how many leads do you need to get to a closing?
$120.
What's 120?
10.
Yeah.
10 leads. For
10
one
leads. 10 leads for one closing. Because that was 12 contacts equals a lead, 2 leads per appointment, or sorry, 5 leads per appointment, 2 appointments per closing.
But you're right, but that ratio is better with your sphere of influence. It's much less so by just cold calling.
That's why the other way I talk with the contacts, 120 contacts. When you're talking to people, 120. It takes 120 to get to a single closing. So, that being said, we focus on generating leads. Would you get leads from your friends or get leads from the internet? It doesn't matter. A lead's a lead. It's people filling your database and your pipeline. What are you going to do with it? So, we need to set up time every day to lead generate. The term is very generic, lead generation. And everyone goes, okay, great. You want me to lead generate? How? Again, the what, why, the what, how, why questions. The why being the why we do it. The what being the what do I need to do? And how, let's get there. How do I do it? What? Lead generate. How? Open houses, Facebook groups, door knocking, circle prospecting. Those are cold calls, a little bit different tests. We'll talk about that later. Still give value. What other ways can we lead generate the house? Doreen, what's one of your favorite ways to lead generate?
Talking to people that I know in person, and then open houses.
So some prospecting, sphere of influence prospecting, also known as care calls, database calls, DTD2, social events.
I'm not terribly social, but yes.
Cool. I love open houses.
I love talking about real estate. So if anybody brings it up, where I am not as good is bringing it up first. So if somebody says something, I'm all over it. But if we're just having a conversation, I'm not real good at getting that. By the by, I sell houses. Do you need to sell your house? Kind of, making that transformation.
You want to make your life easier for both you and Tess that don't like sharking us up? The realtor pins that you get from MLS, or you can buy one for $10, wear it.
Okay.
Everywhere.
I have one, yeah.
Wear your name tag everywhere. You will strike up conversations with people and they're like, hey, how's the market? Hey, Hope, how's the market?
Why do you ask?
Great, why do you ask?
Great question.
That's the thing is, if you guys have a hard time striking up those conversations, it's all, make it nonverbal. You know, if you look at Mark Handy, one of our mega agents here on a team, he always wears a Keller Williams shirt. Thomas Krieger, one of our mega team owners, the Rainmaker, has his own embroidered shirts. He doesn't wear anything but that. If he has it, it's all Keller Williams stuff, or it's his team. Yeah, Jason Thompson's going to get a Keller Williams hat. Michael Whining always wears a Keller Williams hat. It can be nonverbal.
Every time I go to the grocery, I make sure I've got my Red Day shirt on. And, you know, you're standing in line, might as well advertise.
Or your name tag too.
Name tag, huge. Or when you answer the phone in public, how are you going to answer your phone in public? Even if it's your mom calling. Robin, how are you going to answer the phone if I'm calling you?
Good afternoon, Robin, Realtor. No, I want that catch name somehow, but good afternoon. This is Robin, Keller Williams. How are you today?
Good afternoon. This is Robin, the Realtor at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. How can I help? It almost sounds like I've said it a million times.
Because you have.
Hey, good morning. This is Laura over at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. How can I help? Great day. It's Renee over here at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. How can I make you smile today? It's your mom. Oh, hey, Mom. We do that for the people around us to hear what words?
I'm a realtor.
Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. What's Keller Williams?
So I have a question about the shirts and stuff. I've gone online to see what they have, which is not a whole lot, but are we able to make our own? And how do we put the Keller Williams brand on that?
Reach out to Cindy to get the logos.
I know a good place too.
I have the logos, but are we allowed to put that on just any clothing that we want?
David's not going to care.
Okay.
I've done a lot of embroidery for all the different things I've done companies, and there's a place called Clarissa's Embroidery.
Yeah.
And if we talk about it as a group, it doesn't matter. It could be 35 different pieces of garments, and the bigger the order, the lower the price. At about 15 pieces, it goes down to about $4.65 per embroidery just on the front, no matter how many colors. If we all have the same exact design, if it's just Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, you don't do anything else, and we have 20 pieces, you buy the shirt, it'll cost you about under $5 to have that embroidered on. That's a place I go to.
These are things you can do. It's a uniform what you wear, right? It's a uniform what you wear. If you're going to walk everywhere in a black t-shirt and jeans, you're not going to stand out. You go everywhere in a suit, you're going to stand out. You're going to look awkward. You go everywhere you go, no matter what you're wearing your name tag. Now you're making a statement. Or if you're a hat guy, you have your Keller Williams hat on, or a gal, don't we just single you guys out? You ladies, wear your Keller Williams hat or your Keller Williams jacket or a blazer. You know, Heather's been with the company for 6 years, and she's got so much Keller Williams crap. It's like, geez, do you own a normal shirt? But that's all she wears. And I went and bought a bunch of Keller Williams shirts, and they don't fit me because they're all that thin cotton material that like suck into my armpit because the sleeves are made for Europeans. I think they call it the European cut, not for us big old farm boys. So I opt out and I wear my name tag. But I'm also really damn good at telling people I'm in real estate. So Doreen, when you got somebody saying, striking a conversation, ask the question, hey, what do you do? 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you, what do you do? What do you do? I'm a farmer. What do you do? I sell houses. I'm a realtor. I'm a professional realtor. I'm a real estate consultant. I like that one. What do you do, Teresa? I'm a real estate consultant. A what? Copy success, guys. I'm gonna end you on that note. What are you gonna do right now? Get on this call so that next time we have a conversation, you can answer that you picked up more leads. What are you going to do to go find more leads so that you can pick up more business, sell more houses to get to your goals? Because selling the house isn't the goal. 3 sales a year, 3 a month, 3 a week. That's not the goal. That funds the goal. What is the goal? And what are you going to do to get there? Are you committed or are you complacent? Committed 100%? Then why haven't I gotten your 411?
Ouch.
Yeah, painful questions, huh?
I have a question about the, like if I wanted to acquire addresses within a certain area other than just going down the street and listing the houses, can't I go through the county and get that somehow for a price?
You can get it for free from title. Title, yeah.
From security title?
Out of security, yeah. Reach out to Colleen Hoffman, and she'll get that for you. It's called a farm list. Colleen Hoffman.
You can get it from Samantha Williams at Pioneer Title too.
You can also do it yourself in the MLS.
Yeah.
Go over to
Do
the.
they give the names of everybody that lives in the neighborhood?
Let's see. It's the CR. Let's see. It's the county data. You can go in there and you can actually grab you can do farming right in there. So all kinds of different, and they'll give you a whole list.
In the CRS or in somewhere else?
Yeah, I believe it's in the CRS. Looking at it last week, printing some stuff.
Yeah, I knew you could get like individual ones. I didn't know there was a way to do like multiple though.
Uh-huh.
It's just addresses though, right? Whenever you get a farm list.
Sometimes we'll have phone numbers. Rarely, because most phone numbers are cell phones and they don't associate to an address, or they're DNCs, do not call lists.
Right.
If you have something as a do not call, DNC. Yeah, DNC, don't call it. Big fines.
Well, that's why I was asking about the county stuff, because I knew that through the county, which I have done for, well, not Pima, but through Cochise County, whenever we did a change in land usage or anything like that, we had to notify all the people within a 100-foot radius or whatever the radius was, and it gives us names and addresses, not just the addresses.
Yeah, this will do the same.
Yeah, there's names in there too.
Yeah, names, addresses. I can pull that information for neighborhood searches too. So, and I've offered it before. If you want to send me an address and you want a vicinity of it, I'll send it.
Okay, that's what I had intended on doing, was to send out cards and stuff like that, because I know that I'm not very good with the phone thing. So, okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, if you have not sent me your information on where you're at for the contest that ends today, send it. I'm going to release, because we extended this one a week. We're going to release the new one on Thursday. Must be present to participate.
What is that?
It was the the contest that we did for Command 2 weeks ago.
I'm still working on that.
I don't remember it.
You weren't there?
Oh.
You know why? I know who was there. I got him on picture. I'm going to frame this one just because of Laura. Just Laura. Right there.
Well, I went to viewed one of the Command things, and it wasn't through Jesse's, it was through something else. Anyway, and they were talking about how to actually copy my entire phone content into the CRV file, which is a spreadsheet file, to where I can go in and I can update it, delete the ones I don't want, blah, 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 all in one go without the stupid fields and command that takes forever. I can just do it in one go. And then when I get it updated, boom, load it into command. That was a huge aha for me.
Yeah, you have an iPhone, right?
No.
So, the Google phone. I'll do some research. I'll go to Jesse. He's a Google guy, so he knows it. But you can download the entire
my Google
contact
contacts
file to a CSV and then edit it to fit in the commands.
Yeah, that's exactly what this particular episode taught me, and I went, "Oh my gosh, that would save me huge amounts of time."
So awesome, guys. Well, I got to jump on a call with Mr. Jones.
Okay, bye.
Hey, respond to the email if you haven't done so. I'm going to be sending that out every Monday. Other than that, go find some business. You need listings.
Thank you.
Listings. Bye, guys.
Thank you all.